Hello, it is Tuesday, the 26th of May, and this is episode 2 of Reading My Email News. Blah. First off, we have the Daily Wire, courtesy of the Daily Wire. Biden shames Trump for golfing. Trump swings back. He left out some key facts. Okay, what key facts? Over Memorial Day weekend, President Trump hit the links for a round of golf, an outing that took place while the total official count for COVID-19 related deaths in the U.S. neared 100,000. That shouldn't matter. People die every fucking day. Obama went on very many golf trips. I'm sure people were dying. Presumptive Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden promptly pounced, posting a campaign ad portraying Trump as callously indulging in the leisurely sport while Americans die because of his supposed mismanagement of the crisis. Whatever. Trump has since responded by highlighting a few facts Biden's ad left out. Nearly 100,000 lives have been lost and tens of millions are out of work. Meanwhile, the president spent his day golfing, Biden tweeted Saturday, along with a 30-second ad featuring Trump golfing at his private club in Virginia, blah, 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 blah. Biden followed up on that post with another golf-themed tweet on Sunday. The presidency is about a lot more than tweeting from your golf cart, wrote Biden. Did Biden actually write it, though? It requires taking on the ultimate responsibility for the biggest decisions in the world. Blah, 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 blah. Oh my goodness. President Trump responded to the digs in a pair of posts on Sunday in which he noted some key context left out of the Biden ad, including an infamous Obama moment. Sleepy Joe's representatives have just put out an ad saying that I went to play golf exercise today. They think I should stay in the White House at all times, wrote Trump, making sure to highlight that doctors overwhelmingly encourage Americans, even in the most severely locked down areas, to get outside to exercise. What they didn't say is that it's the first time I've played golf in almost 3 months, that Biden was constantly vacationing, relaxing, and making shady deals with other countries, Trump added. Also left out of the video, said Trump, was that Barack Obama was always playing golf, doing much of his traveling in a fume-spewing 747 to play golf in Hawaii, once even teeing off immediately after announcing the gruesome death of a great young man by ISIS. Yeah, sounds pretty callous. Trump's ISIS comment was a reference to an infamous game of golf in 2014 by then-President Obama, after he had just gotten off the phone with the parents of James Foley, who was murdered by ISIS terrorists. In a Conservatives' Pounce piece titled A Terrorist Horror, Then Golf, Incongruity Fuels Obama Critics, the left-leaning New York Times framed as something. He had just hung up the telephone with the devastated parents before heading in front of the cameras. Unusually emotional, President Obama declared himself heartbroken by the brutal murder of an American journalist, James Foley, and vowed to be relentless against Islamic radicals threatening to kill another American. But as soon as the cameras went off, Mr. Obama headed to his favorite golf course on Martha's Vineyard, where he is on vacation, seemingly able to put the savagery out of his mind. He spent the rest of the afternoon on the links, even as a firestorm of criticism erupted over what many saw as a callous indifference to the slaughter he had just condemned. Okay. Perverted pyramid scheme. New Jeffrey Epstein documentary reveals he allegedly paid women to bring him more. Yeah, didn't we already know that? Oh, more victims, yes. Didn't we already know that? Whitmer's husband asked for special treatment in getting boat on water after she urged people to not go to area, report says. Hillary celebrates Memorial Day by lauding Cuomo's responsible decisions, ignores military. I saw that headline before. That's just annoying. Trump strong-arms Democrat North Carolina governor on shutdown guarantee. Will pull economy boosting GOP convention. Good. All Access Live. Kick back and relax with the guys as they take a break from the headlines to hang out with you and talk religion, movies, culture, and more. Only on the Daily Wire. Paul Feig says Trump and anti-Hillary movement helped fuel Ghostbusters reboot backlash. Could it possibly have been because the movie sucked? Paul Feig's 2016 Ghostbusters reboot petered out at the box office and was embroiled in controversy before it even premiered. Yeah. Yes, it was. That's not Trump's fault. Furious shoppers boot out woman buying groceries without a face mask. Oh my gosh. Comments on the viral video from Staten Island ranged from bashing the yelling savages to finally. I'm not reading that. Oh, this is Yahoo News. The Daily Yahoo, brought to you by Yahoo News. St. Louis Post-Dispatch editorial exposes Trump's colossal lie about Obama. What? The newspaper's editorial board just wiped out Trump's favorite talking point. I'm sure. This is from the HuffPost. I'm so sure. White woman calls more than $1,000 in the bank. Make these 4 moves. Sponsored. I don't have more than $1,000 in the bank. White woman calls cops on black man over dog leash dispute in viral footage. The man said he'd asked her to leash her dog. The woman is heard saying she would tell police, "There's an African American man threatening my life." Where was I? Oh yes, there's an African American man threatening my life. HuffPost again. 3 things from HuffPost. Damn, Yahoo. Priyanka Chopra shares photo taken on her first date with husband Nick Jonas. I love you. On May 25th, 2018. So like yesterday would have been the anniversary. The Quantico actress and singer went on their first date. That's nice. Coronavirus. Ooh, how does the infection dampen our taste and smell? Britons must self-isolate entirely at home if they or a member of their household develops muted senses. Sad. News reporters' funny quarantine challenges. Working from home during a pandemic can be hard for anyone, but it's particularly tough for news reporters who find themselves interrupted live on air by kids, pets, and even half-dressed relatives. See some of the funniest moments they've endured. That sounds cool. What's hot? Credit card consolidation is now easier than ever. Yahoo Search makes it blah blah blah. Find climate-controlled storage units near you using Yahoo Search. Trending now, Stephen Hawking, coronavirus. Well, it's not number 1. Isn't that refreshing? Amanda Balionis. I don't know who that is. Juliana Margulies. Cheapest VPN service. Waterproof flooring. Katie Holmes. Why? Costco car insurance. Nicolaj Coster-Waldau. I probably don't know how to say that. Mayim Bialik. I don't know who that is either. Delete. Signs of Summer from Yahoo Sports Read and React. Brought to you by Yahoo Sports. For Tuesday, May 26th. Trending. NFL admits new pass interference rule failed miserably. Patrick Ewing leaves hospital after COVID-19 diagnosis. Twitter will decide soccer goalie's fate. What? Charles Barkley, 100% certain NBA season will resume. I hope so. Here Comes Summer, right? By Jay Busby. 3 unidentified weekend hackers got in a few cuts this weekend. Oh, unidentified. Very funny. Morning, friends, and welcome to summertime. Under a normal sporting calendar, we'd be talking about the conference finals of the NBA and the Stanley Cup. The Pretenders would already be double digits back in the baseball standings, Marlins. Voluntary NFL camps would be underway, and we'd be gearing up for golf's U.S. Open. Instead, well, you know. Yes, we have sports, real live American sports like NASCAR and UFC, and some entertaining sport-like product like Sunday's Tiger Phil Peyton Brady hit and giggle golf outing. Chatters building that baseball and basketball will be back, possibly practicing next month, possibly playing in July. Possibly. Faint hope? Sure, but I'll take it. I'm about done with watching replays of the 2012 NFC Championship or the 1999 Eastern Conference Finals. We have strip-mined every possible sports movie and sports debate of the last half-century. If I never see another list, power ranking, or bracket again, I'll be just fine with that. Me, I'm about ready to stop writing these "sports are coming back soon" stories and start writing about, I don't know, some meaningless Cleveland-Oakland baseball game. I know you're done too. We're all ready to be done with this. Sure, there are those who are flagrantly defying social distancing protocols and basic common sense, gathering by the dozens or hundreds and assuming the virus is something that happens to other people. And there are those who have appointed themselves moral standard bearers, scolding the world on TV, editorials, and social media, secure in the knowledge that they're handling this crisis the right way, and you are not. But the rest of us? Man, the rest of us just want this all to be over, and we're all doing the right and responsible things to get to that point. Granted, I can't speak for every American, but the cross-section of people who aren't taking their cues from demagogues is approaching this pretty much the same way. Not taking unnecessary risks, focusing on their own loved ones, and hoping we get back to normal sooner rather than later. I know. This could all change in a couple weeks. We could be in for a second wave that hits even harder than the first. We could see more job losses, more financial devastation, more empty stadiums and postponed games. I don't know what comes next, and I'm pretty suspicious of anyone who says they do. Still, there's this. Over the weekend, I grilled out. I drank a couple fireside beers. I watched the Coca-Cola 600. It wasn't all that different from Memorial Days past, and it was some much-needed normalcy as we head into a summer unlike any we've ever had before. And with any luck, when Labor Day rolls around, we'll be watching some football in one form or another. Happy summer, y'all. Enjoy it however you can. See you back here tomorrow. Follow Jay Busby on Twitter. Wetzel. Sure, Tom Brady was awful, but the match was good fun. Mirshandi. Bo, RG3, D-Rose. Which athlete deserves a career do-over? Schwab. Sports Betting 101. Defining the all-important point spread. The kicker. The definition of a hazard. Oh my. You know, Happy Gilmore had a subplot involving golf and a gator that seems relevant here. Good for him. Thanks for reading today's issue of Read and React. Follow Yahoo Sports on social. Delete. 1440. Good morning. It's Tuesday, May 26th, and you may be seeing our new template for the first time. Oh, have feedback? Let us know at hello@join1440.com. Need to know. America ventures out. Americans celebrated a Memorial Day weekend unlike any in recent memory, marking the unofficial start of summer after spending most of spring under varying levels of stay-at-home restrictions. Many states have put forth social distancing guidelines. They vary by state. See a rundown here, with concerns a second wave of cases could result from mass gatherings as the weather warms. Notable examples of partygoers flouting the advice were seen from Missouri to Florida. Public health officials noted the impact of such events wouldn't be known for days or weeks as symptoms develop. Separately, the White House will restrict nearly all non-U.S. citizens traveling from Brazil from entering the country. The virus's spread in Brazil has accelerated in recent weeks, and its total of nearly 375,000 cases is second only to the U.S. Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro has come under mounting criticism for downplaying the virus. President Trump pushed states to reopen churches and houses of worship, deeming them essential businesses. I don't disagree with that. The decision largely rests with governors and varies by state like many other restrictions. Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker will allow in-person religious services to resume at limited capacity, while a federal court backed California Governor Gavin Newsom's decision to keep churches closed. They should always have left it up to the churches and the churchgoers to decide and to make any sort of responsible decisions that would be necessary. Just saying. Meanwhile, presumptive Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden made his first in-person appearance since the crisis began, visiting a Veterans Memorial Park near his Delaware home with his wife, Dr. Jill Biden. That's nice. The U.S. has reported 1.66 million cases with 98,223 deaths as of this morning. Deaths rose 3.7% since Friday morning. See the moving 3-day average here. Have more questions? Check out our expert-curated coronavirus resource page. Netanyahu corruption trial begins. The corruption trial against Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu began Sunday, with a defiant Netanyahu calling the charges politically motivated. It is the first time a sitting prime minister has gone on trial in the country and comes 1 week after Netanyahu was sworn in for a record 5th term, albeit under a power-sharing agreement with rival Benny Gantz. The result of a 4-year probe, the charges focus on 3 cases: allegedly taking improper gifts from a number of businessmen, pushing legislation that would weaken a competitor of Israel's largest paper, Yediot Aharonot, in exchange for favorable coverage, and taking bribes from Shaul Elovitz, who controls the country's biggest telecom company, in exchange for political favors. The third case is the most serious, with the regulatory benefits provided estimated to be worth hundreds of millions of dollars. The trial could last more than a year. The next hearing is scheduled for July 19th. Hong Kong protests reignited. At least 180 people were arrested in Hong Kong Sunday as protesters clashed with police for more than 7 hours. The confrontation was sparked by a new national security law pushed by mainland China that would broadly ban seditious activities. The march was a continuance of a series of pro-democracy demonstrations against Beijing that began last spring, but the first large-scale event since the pandemic began. Hong Kong has maintained a tenuous relationship with China since being returned by the British in 1997, and the semi-autonomous region maintains separate governing and economic systems from the mainland. The majority of its 7.4 million residents identify as Hong Kongers rather than Chinese. Critics have accused the central government of creeping authoritarianism over the region. See an overlay of the new national security law here. Protect yourself, protect others. So I have to read this. Over 50,000 masks donated from Masked. That's right. For every order through Masked Health, they're donating a face mask to the first responders keeping us safe every day. On top of that, 10% of all proceeds go to organizations helping to stop the spread of COVID-19. Their masks are washable, antimicrobial, filter efficiently, and ship between 2 to 5 days to help you stay safer faster. And with masks as low as $2 each, you can get the protection you need to leave the house without breaking the bank or hoarding N95s. Get face masks today that are fair at any budget through Masked Health. Buy today and use code MASKED1440 for a further 15% off. Ugh. In the know. Sports, entertainment, and culture. Tiger Woods and Peyton Manning top Phil Mickelson and Tom Brady at the match, Champions for Charity golf match, collectively raised $20 million for COVID-19 relief. Venice Film Festival to proceed as planned September 2nd through 12th. That's good. Good for them. Universal Orlando Parks to reopen with inherent risk warning beginning June 5th. Very good. That's what we should have done from the very beginning. Just make sure that the people who go to places understand that the liability is on them, not on the places they're going. That's all you fucking had to do. Jerry Sloan, Basketball Hall of Famer and longtime coach of Utah Jazz, dies at 78. I'm guessing not from coronavirus, because otherwise it would have said. Jimmy Cobb, last surviving member of Miles Davis's first great sextet, dies at 91. Wow. Legendary college basketball coach and 2020 Hall of Fame inductee Eddie Sutton dies at 84. Okay. Old people die, yeah. Science and technology. Large-scale study of antimalarial drug hydroxychloroquine shows no benefit in treating COVID-19, with recipients more likely to experience adverse effects, including death. See full peer-reviewed study published in top medical journal The Lancet. I don't know. New double contrast MRI technique allows detection of small cancerous tumors with 5 times greater sensitivity. May improve the early detection rate of many cancer types. SpaceX's first crewed mission officially cleared to launch tomorrow. Trip to the International Space Station is also the first crewed mission to launch from U.S. soil since 2011. Awesome. Business and markets. Brought to you by The Ascent. Rental car giant Hertz files for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection to restructure nearly $19 billion of debt amid pandemic-induced slowdown. New York Stock Exchange reopens today. Roughly 25% of traders returning required to wear masks and avoid public transit. Okay, but that's great. That's good. Sources say Germany and German airline giant Lufthansa reached preliminary €9 billion bailout package. A credit card that packs up to $1,148 of value? Secure the highest cashback rate on the market that we've come across, with no annual fee to boot. #ad. Politics and world affairs. Multi-state manhunt underway for college students suspected in 2 killings. Search stretches from Connecticut to Pennsylvania. Suspect considered armed and dangerous. Florida judge strikes down state law requiring former felons to pay all outstanding fines before regaining the right to vote as unconstitutional. So they can vote in Florida. That's cool. Decision, which is expected to be appealed, affects nearly 775,000 potential Florida voters. I didn't know that felons anywhere could regain the right to vote. That's cool. Good for them. United Kingdom Prime Minister Boris Johnson stands by aide Dominic Cummings after Cummings reportedly violated country's quarantine guidelines by driving to his parents' farm 250 miles away from London. By driving. That's what some people are bitching about, because he drove 250 miles away from the most populous place in England. Britain, what the fuck ever. In depth and incalculable loss. New York Times, from the New York Times. As the U.S. nears the grim milestone of 100,000 deaths attributable to COVID-19, this visualization captures the lives led by 1,000 victims while still capturing the scale of the crisis. No thank you. From homeless refugee to chess prodigy, from ESPN. 3 years after his family fled Boko Haram in Nigeria, and 2 years after picking up a chess piece for the first time, 9-year-old Tani Adewumi is dreaming of becoming the world's youngest grandmaster. That's cool. Masks for good. 10% of proceeds through Masked Health go to organizations helping stop the spread of the coronavirus. Plus, they donate 1 mask to first responders for every order through the Masked Health website. With masks starting as low as $2 each, you can get peace of mind for a fair price. Check out Masked Health today to protect both yourself and others. Enjoy 15% off with code MASKED1440. Please support our sponsors. Etc. America celebrates Memorial Day in photos. The majority of coronavirus conspiracy tweets are coming from bots. Okay. Dr. Anthony Fauci makes a pair of surprise commencement addresses. Explorers locate the USS Nevada, the ship that almost escaped Pearl Harbor. The next threat, aggressive rats short on garbage. Yeah. I don't know New York very well, but is there some reason why they couldn't go on some big terminating campaign to get rid of all the rats? What's stopping them? What each state has been binge watching during quarantine. Crayola unveils new pack of colors that reflect the world's skin tones. Ugh. You could make you could color all the skin tones with a regular pack of crayons. I don't understand. Grapefruit-sized hailstones pummel a Texas town. We didn't have any hail. Clickbait. Owl chicks hatch outside man's window. Watch television daily. Oh, that's not good for them. Probably. Maybe it is. Who the fuck knows? History book. Dow Jones Industrial Average begins with 12 stocks, 1896. Actor John Wayne born, 1907. Happy birthday, John Wayne. Legendary jazz musician Miles Davis born, 1926. First American woman in space, Sally Ride born, 1951. Happy birthday, musician Lenny Kravitz, 1964. Young girls need to see role models. You can't be what you can't see. Sally Ride. I disagree with that. Enjoy reading. Forward this email to a friend. Okay. That's all.